Hello and welcome to It's Your Business with Mario Toneguzzi. Joining me today is Alex Whalen, who is policy analyst with the Fraser Institute and co-author of a new report released today called The Changing Size of Government. Thanks for joining us today, Alex.
Hi, Mario. Good to be with you.
So first of all, tell me what the purpose was of the report itself and what you were trying to measure.
Well, there's obviously a lot of talk across the country these days about the size of government in Canada as a result of economic developments from the COVID-19 outbreak and the associated economic downturn. What we wanted to look at in this study is specifically what was happening with the size of government in Canada before COVID. And so we measure government as the size of the economy between 2007 and 2018, and there are some pretty interesting results for Canada as a whole, as well as for several individual provinces.
Let's talk about those results. First of all, Canada as a whole, what did your report find?
That really the size of government has been increasing in Canada over the last decade pretty consistently. Only two provinces experienced a decline. For Canada as a whole, there's been a market increase. We're seeing increasing numbers of government sector workers and really overall an expansion of the footprint of government.
Can you put some numbers on that for me?
Certainly. I mean, if you look at a province like Alberta, for example, government occupied about 22.4% of the economy in 2007. Alberta has actually experienced the largest increase of all the provinces we looked at. So in 2018, that number had grown to 29.3% of the economy. So government taking up basically a full third. Of course, that's just on spending. That's before you account for regulatory and other measures. But there's a wide range across the country. Where I'm based in Nova Scotia, government actually, as of 2018, was occupying over 60% of the economy. There are serious effects to that.
Let's talk about the serious effects. What are the implications, obviously, to the overall economy of different provinces and Canada, of course, when we see increasing sizes of governments and larger increasing sizes?
For sure, I think there are some serious implications to that question. Some of the research that we discuss in our study has to do with the concept of an optimal size of government. So if you look across the world at different countries, different provinces, different states at different times, there's estimates out there that exist that suggest that the optimal size of government in order to grow the economy is somewhere between 26 and 30% of GDP. So if you look at Alberta, they're in that range, although if growth continues, they'll slide out of it. If you look at a place like Nova Scotia or some of the eastern provinces, they're well above it. The bottom line is that government of that size hinders economic growth and starts to crowd out the private sector.
Okay, then. Anything else you wanted to mention, Alex, about the report?
Well, I think that the size of government in Canada has been growing, and it provides important background for some of the very important discussions we're going to have across the country when it comes to how to recover from COVID-19 and the economic downturn. And I think that reining in the size of government is going to be a very important policy priority.
And it's obviously, considering what's happened this year, I would assume the size of government is growing, right? Because of a lot of the economic measures and social measures put in place because of COVID.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a 10-year trend of government growing that has really spiked in 2020. Obviously, many of those measures have had to do with public health and safety, and this is not to necessarily criticize any of that spending. Governments have to react in unprecedented times for sure, but going forward, all provinces and the federal government are going to have to take a serious look at government spending.
Okay, super. Thanks for joining us today, Alex.
Thanks, Mario. Great to be with you.
Okay, that was Alex Whalen, who is a policy analyst at the Fraser Institute and co-author of the report called The Changing Size of Government, which was released today. This has been It's Your Business with Mario Toneguzzi. Thanks for joining us.